Welcome everybody, Brother Goodwin here and Dr. Hiltemiddle. I'm sure you all know us by now. We're hopefully sitting in your living room like normal. We're going to talk this week, Doc, about the nuclear ticking clock from my book, 7 Clocks of Tickin. Let me read something here. It is very plain in Scripture that the final generation upon the earth before the Lord returns will have the potential to destroy all of mankind.
Wow.
And I get that from Mark chapter 13, verse 20. Except the Lord had shortened those days, no flesh should be saved. And I have, of course, maybe you won't be able to see them from way back there, but oh, there you go. The pictures of a mushroom cloud in full color in the book. I think there's 25, 30 full color pictures in the 7 Clocks book, and really startling when you look at that. Doc, I really think this is part of the end time scenario, is understanding that the world is not what it was even 50 years ago.
With science and technology and the developments of weaponry, we could destroy ourselves in an instant.
We recently did a show on the signs of the times, and you mentioned some of this stuff, and I almost said, we're getting ready to do a show on that. Well, here's that show. This is a sign of the time. This is one of my 7 clocks that I say are ticking towards midnight. The fact that the world can now destroy itself is pretty big.
Yes, it is.
It was never possible until our generation, the generation you and I are living in right now.
You know, it's amazing. All of this ties back to what we talked about in the show back, and that is with Israel. Because of the weaponry that we developed to end World War II. That was also the same time when the second phase of Ezekiel 37, the vision of the Valley of Dry Bones in Israel, come into existence.
Right. Son of man, can
all
these
of
bones
these
live
things are coinciding with Israel back in her land again, with what we're going to talk about in this session.
Okay, well, we are going to discuss in the program this week about nuclear warfare. We're going to go back in history. We're going to look at the first murder. We're going to look at warfare for 5,000 years, and then we're going to see where everything changed and what we call the nuclear age began. Yes. We'll talk a little bit about the Manhattan Project. No, that's not a high-rise in New York. That's the Manhattan Project is where they built the nuclear bomb.
Yes.
And I wish I could read the whole article to folks, but when I wrote the book, I found that article, and I put the whole article in here. I wish we could read it all. It's very interesting. And, of course, the nuclear bomb was built by Jews.
Yes.
So was the hydrogen bomb and a lot of other things.
Well, that was World War II. And what most people don't realize, it was a Jewish scientist in World War I that enabled them to weaponize maize and be able to develop the kind of bombs that ended World War I.
Yeah.
God honored those Jews.
Yeah, and of course, God had a plan too, and that plan was that Israel had to get back in their land, which they did. The fig tree budded.
Yes.
I think the fig tree took root in 48. I think it budded in 67, but that's just my personal opinion there. What's Israel without Jerusalem? They didn't get Jerusalem until 67. But so on the program this week, we're gonna talk about some pretty interesting things. You won't want to miss it. And you can get the book, by the way, the whole chapter. The Ticking Nuclear Clock is in the book, 7 Clocks of Tickin', on the website at prophecyinthespotlight.com. If you don't have it yet, I highly recommend that you get this book. Time is running out. That's what I said on the back here. And it is. Time is running out. Hit the subscribe button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the little bell so you'll get an alert. Share this with your friends on social media. And don't forget the TV program. If you don't watch it here on YouTube, it's on television on CTN every Friday night at 7 p.m. And we hope to see you there. Okay, Doc, get ready for, we better get our nuclear fallout suits on and our hazmat suits, because we're going to be talking about some radioactivity going on, okay? All right, so until the show comes out, keep your eyes on the sky.